Hello. Hi. It's been so long. I'm sorry that it's been so long since I've posted a video on here. It is really sad because I actually filmed several videos since my hiatus and I kept on meaning to edit them. There were so many things that just got in the way. Obviously, that's kind of a lame excuse, but my life was just kind of elsewhere. I know that it's been at least a year. It's probably been almost 2 years now since I've posted. It's kind of sad because since then I've grown out my hair and cut it. But yeah, hi everyone. It's me. I have a microphone and I know that I should technically, I should clip it to my clothing, but right now I just want to hold something. Hopefully it sounds good. I'm kind of nervous that I did it wrong, but I'm trying to make some improvements. What I've been up to, what has happened. So, first of all, I graduated from college. I now have a double bachelor's. My main major was creative writing, but then I also have liberal studies, which is just like a fancier way of saying kind of general studies. Because the two previous schools that I went to, I pursued business. That was where my student career started. And then I transferred. So that was a technical school that I started at. Got my associates in business, transferred to a junior college, got my communications associates, and then transferred again to university and got my double bachelor's. But I was able to end up getting two bachelor's because a lot of my credits from my previous schools were able to plug into a liberal studies bachelor's, and then some of the extra classes that I took kind of filled in the gaps because I did study abroad, which I know that I told you guys about study abroad, so it hasn't been that long. But yeah, so I graduated. I kind of took the summer off. Would have been a really great time for me to film, and I think I did try to film several videos over the summer. Being off and living at home, you think that you'd have so much time, but what ends up happening is you just kind of get swept away with what everybody else is doing. And then after the summer, like August was when I started job searching, and I did get a job pretty quickly. It was literally the first job I applied to was working in a library. And so I got to live my dream of working in a library. And I really did love that job. I loved almost all of it, except for my boss. And unfortunately, that was the reason why I chose to resign. So after working there almost 6 months, yeah, there was just kind of the final nail in the coffin, and I was just like, okay, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but it wasn't a great situation, and unfortunately, this person had made a lot of people, a lot of good people, leave. And so, as much as I loved that job, I was not going to keep working at a place that kind of sucked the life out of me. So yeah, right now I'm in a really weird, kind of funky time, but not a good funky, not like funky music, funky cheese, funky mode, funky, bad funky. I'm trying to figure out what the next step is, praying and seeing what the Lord has for me, and trying to not get discouraged. I'm just not really where I want to be in life right now, and thankfully that I'm not alone, but it's kind of sad that I'm not alone. I obviously wish that other people weren't in the same boat as I am because it's not really a fun place to be in. I'm definitely not alone. It seems like there are a lot of people going through quarter life crisis, and I wouldn't call this a crisis. I just think that this is just a new adventure, a new chapter, a season of waiting to encourage anyone who might be in a similar position where maybe you're just not where you hoped you would be at the age that you're at. You had dreams and you haven't achieved them yet, and you feel like, how in the world am I ever going to get there? And how in the world am I ever going to get out of where I'm at right now? But I just think about how much my life has changed in a year, how different of a person I am today than I was a year ago. It is hard because I feel like I'm back at square one. I feel like I'm back at, back to being a high schooler. I mean, I'm back living in my childhood bedroom. I've essentially lived in this room my entire life. But it's hard to not feel like I haven't grown, I haven't changed, I haven't made any progress to end up back at the same place. But I know that's not true. Really, that type of mindset just keeps you. It usually just keeps you in a place of not growing, not changing. All it does is just discourage you and just kind of take the energy out of you. So I think there's a balance, right? So, you should be kind to yourself, but not to the point of embracing complacency, like it's okay. It's okay, like that I'm at where I'm at right now. Use that frustration that I'm not where I want to be as energy to keep learning and keep job searching and keep working hard and taking care of myself and not giving in to, mindsets that are just not helpful. Oh, I got published. That's pretty cool. It's not as big a deal as it sounds, but it's still cool. I know it's still cool. I still hope to just build that up even more and to have more work published. If you guys would like to read the short story that I published, I'll have it linked below. I would love for you guys to read it. It's interesting because for the longest time I wanted to self-publish. I love Abby Emmons, and that's like her big thing is self-publishing. And I think recently I started kind of being more conflicted about that, just in general, just feeling like, oh, I want to be traditionally published. But honestly, right now, I think that would just be something that would hold me back from actually just putting my work out there. I feel like that's more of a perfectionist thing. I think it'd be cool to try to be traditionally published, but then I also think about the fact that they own your story. You don't have as much, agency control over how your work is marketed. I don't have the audience. I don't have the, influence that someone say like Haley Pham has. Her whole situation was really smooth, and that's awesome for her, but it's not going to be for someone like me if I was lucky enough. I'm trying my best to just embrace progress over perfectionism, because perfectionism just has kept me from actually finishing my novel. I made progress. It's not finished because I still have to edit it, which will be a huge process, but I did finish my writing goal of writing 100,000 words in a year, which to a writer, that's really not a lot of words. But to someone who doesn't have a daily writing habit, that was big for me. And I'm still keeping it up. I'm still writing every day. I sit down for 30 minutes every single day, which doesn't seem like a lot, but sitting down for 30 minutes every day is still 100% better than not sitting down at all to write. I would rather my goals be approachable and realistic and not feel like super high pressure. And I still have the freedom, if I want to write more. I want to make a video about it because this book really changed my perspective on it. But Finished by Jonikoff, I read that, and that was a big influence of why I wanted to take the approach that I did. And I ended up destroying the goal. I finished almost 3 months early. I went a month without writing at all. When I started my job full-time, I didn't write at all. And then I eventually started writing at work, which was really nice because you get a lot of time off as a librarian. But anyways, all this to say, I want to make more reading videos, book videos, but I also want to share more about writing. I also just I would love to talk about storytelling in general and make some kind of video essay sort of style videos. I really want to approach YouTube as a source of fun and as a source of just creative expression, research, discuss, not just books and storytelling and writing, but also as a fun outlet. I really want to prioritize the space as a creative space. Big dream, of course, I would love to be honest and upfront. I want to be an author, so that is my big dream. And so having an audience would be awesome. Yes, I'm sure my friends and family, the people who know me, would support me and support my work. Even better, even more magical is being able to connect with somebody I've never met. Big picture, I do hope to grow. I do hope to find people, find my audience, find the people, my readers. I want to do it in a way that is fun. I don't want to just like lose my soul in the process. I don't want to get wrapped up in numbers and algorithm and stupid trends. I don't want to get wrapped up in numbers because that honestly, so I've actually done YouTube for a long time. I think I've vaguely talked about this, maybe briefly talked about this in the past, but um, I've been making videos since I was like 11. I made those pet shop videos, and they like I was proud of them, but I'm also like, it's whenever you look back at something you did when you were a kid, it's like you're proud of yourself for doing that, and it's so like, it's so sweet, it's so awesome, like you're so grateful that you had that, right, that outlet, but simultaneously you're just like, this is so cringy. Yeah, I'm glad that I got to be cringy and just silly and just a kid, and also just how crazy that was that I got to, create something that I shared on the internet, and I connected with so many people. I ended up like making a conference. It was, yeah, there was a lot of crazy things that happened from that, which were really cool. And then I made gaming videos for several years, and then I ended up here. I mean, I still love video games, and I still do love Lil's Pet Shop, but it's my relationship with both of those things were very different. For both of those channels, I got to a point where I was so frustrated by numbers, and it really did steal a lot of my joy. I just don't want to get to that point. Like, obviously, it does make sense, to maybe pay attention to what my audience wants. Also, not let that stop me from doing what I want to do. Like all of my stuff I think will be like related to creativity, storytelling, books, writing. They will all be kind of, related to each other, but they might not always be just book reviews, and it might not always be just writing videos. And the hard thing is, I know that niche is better and being more specific is better. Like, the algorithm really likes that. But I'm just not the kind of person that would just, I don't want to just make the same videos over and over and over and over again, like even if that's successful. And it's the same way with like literally every story that I want to write. I don't want to just be a romance writer or a fantasy writer or even just a fiction writer or even just a, writer for young adults. I want to write everything. I don't want to be stopped. I've missed you guys. I really I look forward to getting back to making videos, and I really just want to be more creative and try new things. I'm really excited for getting back to making videos, and I hope that this channel can be both, a source of encouragement and a fun outlet, and also a fun outlet for you guys. Like, I would love to talk with you guys about, what have you guys been up to? What's going on in your lives? And really try to create a community. That'd be really fun. That'd be really awesome. Oh, another update. I almost forgot. So, you guys know Tabitha. This is Tabitha. She got a dress, but that's Tabitha, so you guys know her. But then I also got another frog. I'm 25. Some people my age, getting married, having kids. And the decision I'm making is, should I buy another Build-A-Bear frog? And I just had to, right? This is a frappe frog, my own version of Frog and Toad. So this is Tabitha and Hazel. I've had another child since I've read a lot, I've written a lot, grown, I've cut my hair, I've gone on adventures, and now I'm back. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Read a book and bloom on.